So today is a particularly cloudy day. It's not as bad as it could be because there have been days where I can't even see about 30 feet in front of me, and considering that we're at quite an altitude, very close to the mountains, which you can't see today, we have clouds passing through this town, and those clouds are not really in the sky, they're more on the surface around us. So walking through an icy cloud is not the funnest feeling ever, but it's all right. Although it's not sunny, there are some things I love about having days like this, because this almost flat background makes the houses stand out very nicely. And from my house, the ski hill of Lusovara looks particularly nice with a grey flat background and the snow shiny white. I recently learned that you can't think about Arctic weather like you do about everywhere else. And retrospectively, that sounds like a very obvious statement to make. I was thinking about it like everywhere else. And we have had days like this for a long time. Especially last year, towards the end of the year, as we approached the winter solstice and the short days grew shorter, we had quite a few days like this, and there was a clear sky very few times. That was kind of unsatisfying, and especially if you go days without seeing the sun, which I did sometimes because I had weird sleeping habits and I woke up after sunset in many cases. Having cloudy skies is not really a fun experience. So recently I was told by a friend of mine who's studying atmospheric science that the convection flows kind of stopped during the winter. What happens is that when the sun shines on the ground, it warms up quite fast, and it creates a situation where the ground is warmer than the air above, and thus you have the heat that rises up off and you get convection flows. However, last year towards the end there was no sun, so if there's no sun, there's no convection flow, and so the moisture that accumulates in the clouds remains where it is. And although today is not exactly the best example to prove my case, days like yesterday and the day before, or most of this week, have been very bright and shiny and sunny. And part of that is also because once the convection flows start moving up, they also take the moisture away from it, and the clouds tend to not stick around in one place for very long, giving us beautiful blue skies. Another thing is that we got to see some beautiful polar atmospheric clouds when we were here, and this was just in the beginning of January, but they look beautiful. The clouds have a nice rainbow color and they're shiny and they look like something out of a movie. And while they're wonderful to look at, apparently their presence means that there is significant damage to the ecosystem or the atmosphere here, and more polar atmospheric clouds means that there's more damage, and they're quite literally an effect of humans. So it was kind of weird to look at it because it was very beautiful, but at the same time it's caused by some very bad things that we're doing to the planet.